All right, so we're diving into some articles you sent about Walmart, specifically their rebranding.
Hmm.
And I gotta say, it's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like every day that, one of the biggest retailers in the world
Right.
decides to just completely change its look.
Yeah.
So what's the deal? What's going on here? Are you a Walmart shopper who's like, kind of curious about this whole new, bolder, bluer look?
Hmm.
Or are you more, into the strategy side of things, like how companies try to stay, relevant as the world changes around them?
Right.
It's a little bit of both, right?
Absolutely.
So let's unpack this a bit, figure out what's really going on.
Yeah. I mean, what I find so fascinating is that it's not just like a refresh.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to really redefine what Walmart means.
Yeah.
This is their first major rebranding since like 2008.
Oh, wow.
And the retail world has changed so much since then.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, back in 2008,
Yeah.
smartphones were just, starting to get big. Online shopping was nowhere near where it is now.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they're, trying to change their image.
Yeah. Try to appeal to like the modern shopper.
Yeah, exactly. The person who's, just as happy to shop online as they are to go to a physical store.
Exactly. And like the way they're using their logo is a really interesting part of this.
Oh, okay.
So they went with a bolder font for the Walmart part.
Okay.
They separated it from that, iconic
Yeah.
spark,
Yeah.
and then they made that spark a brighter, more vibrant blue.
Okay.
It's called True Blue, apparently.
I like it. It's catchy.
Yeah, but here's where it gets interesting. It's not just like a random design, right?
Okay.
This new logo is actually inspired by, get this, a vintage Walmart trucker hat.
Wait, seriously? Like one that Sam Walton might have worn back in the day?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, they found this old hat.
Wow.
It had Walmart written on it in this typeface called Antique Olive.
Okay.
And that was like the inspiration for the new logo.
That's amazing. I mean, it's such a clever mix of like nostalgia and modern design.
Totally, yeah.
It's like they're reminding you of, their roots,
Right.
but also signaling that they're, moving forward.
Yeah, embracing that contemporary look.
It makes you think, like, are they trying to reach a wider audience?
Oh, for sure.
Like people who remember the old Walmart from their childhood,
Yeah,
but also the younger generation who are all about, tech and everything.
definitely.
I mean, it's not just about looks, right? It's about like sending a message.
Oh, absolutely. It's about saying we're the same Walmart, but we're also evolving,
Yeah.
keeping up with the times.
It's a tough balance, though.
Oh, it is.
Trying to be familiar, but also, new and innovative.
Definitely, yeah.
But I have a feeling this isn't just some random rebranding, right?
Oh, definitely not.
Like, this new look seems to be happening at the same time. They're making some big changes to their business, especially, online.
You're totally right. They've been really pushing their online presence.
Yeah.
Curbside pickup, delivery services, even like a subscription service to rival Amazon Prime.
It's like they're going head to head with Amazon, trying to be the go-to for, like, everything.
Exactly. They want to be the place where you can get anything, online or offline.
It's ambitious, for sure.
Oh, yeah. And this rebranding could be a way to, like, signal that shift.
Yeah.
Position themselves as a real competitor.
Because branding is more than just what you see, right?
Absolutely. It's about crafting a story, a narrative
Yeah.
that consumers buy into.
So by going with this bolder, more modern look,
Yeah.
they're basically saying, hey, we're not just your grandma's grocery store anymore.
Exactly.
We're cutting edge, we're tech savvy, we can meet all your needs.
Wherever and whenever you need them.
That's powerful stuff.
It is. And what's really interesting is they're not just using one or two elements.
Okay.
They're going all in on blue.
Blue.
Yeah, it's not just the logo, it's their whole color palette.
Oh, wow.
You've got True Blue, of course, but they're also using Bentonville blue, sky blue, everyday blue.
It's like a whole like spectrum of blue.
It is. It's a blue strategy.
You know what? That's actually something I noticed in the articles you sent.
Right.
There was so much emphasis on this like blue strategy. It's almost like they want to like own the color blue in the retail world.
Yeah.
What do you think that's about?
Well, in branding,
Yeah.
blue is often linked to trust, reliability, stability,
Okay.
all those qualities Walmart clearly wants to project.
Yeah.
Especially when they're up against Amazon,
Yeah.
who are known for, speed and convenience,
Right.
but not necessarily those things.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to create a contrast with Amazon, which is, all about orange
Yeah.
by going all in on blue.
Yeah.
They're signaling like a different set of values,
Yeah.
a different shopping experience. Like they're
Exactly.
saying, hey, you can trust us.
Yeah.
We're a company that's been around. We'll be here for you. It's about longevity.
Yeah. Stability in a world that feels, kind of unpredictable.
Totally.
But wait, it's not just about the digital space either, right?
Right.
The Fast Company article, it talked about these new illustrations they're using in their physical stores.
Oh, yeah.
Did you, get a sense of what those are like?
Yeah, the article described them as being like flat,
Okay.
kind of cartoon-ish,
No.
and maybe even a little bit like cheap looking.
Oh, interesting.
And it's like, that's where things get a little, tricky with this rebranding.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Does that fit with this whole message of, being modern and digitally fluent?
Yeah, it's almost like they're sending mixed signals.
Right.
On one hand, you have this sleek, modern logo,
Yeah.
a really sophisticated online presence,
Mhm.
and then you have these, kind of basic illustrations in the stores.
Yeah, it's a disconnect.
It is.
But,
Yeah.
there's also the argument that those simpler illustrations might work better with, like, Walmart's core customers. Oh, that's a good point.
Not everyone is looking for, that really high-end aesthetic.
Right.
Some people just want simple,
Yeah.
no-frills shopping.
Yeah, just get in, get out.
Exactly. And those illustrations might appeal to them.
It sounds like Walmart is trying to, like, walk a tightrope.
Oh, definitely.
They want to appeal to a wider range of people,
Mhm.
but they also don't want to, like, alienate their loyal customers.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how that all works out.
Oh, yeah. It makes you wonder, what does this rebranding really mean for their future?
Yeah, are they just trying to keep up,
Right.
or are they aiming for something, like, bigger, more transformative?
Right. That's a great question, and it's one we're going to, keep exploring as we go deeper into this whole Walmart Blue makeover.
For sure.
But before we, get too far ahead,
Yeah.
I want to turn to you, the listener.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of all this? What are your first impressions of Walmart's new look and what's behind it? I mean, it's a big move, right? Rebranding, a company as huge as Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
It's not easy.
No.
There's so much to think about. You know?
Yeah.
Consumer perception, brand loyalty, the whole competitive landscape.
It really makes you realize, like, the power of branding,
Yeah.
It's not just about changing a logo.
No, it's way more than that.
It's about creating a whole story,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A narrative that people connect with.
Yeah, like on an emotional level.
Exactly.
And in Walmart's case, it seems like they're trying to tell a story of evolution,
Mhm.
right? A company that's, like, adapting.
Yeah, meeting the changing needs of its customers.
Exactly. They want to be seen as modern, innovative,
Yeah.
but also, hold on to those core values of being affordable and accessible.
Yeah. That's always been their thing, right?
Right, exactly. And it's interesting how they're using the color blue to do that.
Yeah.
Like you said before, blue is often associated with trust and reliability, but it can also represent innovation and progress.
Right, especially in tech.
Exactly. Like, think about Facebook,
Yeah.
Twitter, IBM.
All blue.
Yeah, they all use blue prominently in their branding.
It seems like Walmart's trying to tap into that, position themselves
Yeah.
as like a tech-forward company.
Right, like they're on the cutting edge of retail.
Exactly.
And then by tying the new logo back to that vintage trucker hat,
Yeah.
they're adding that touch of nostalgia.
Mm-hmm. That's smart.
It's like they're saying, we have a history, but we're also looking ahead.
Yeah, it's a good balance.
It's a really clever strategy.
It is.
It'll be fascinating to see how it plays out.
Oh, for sure. But we can't forget about those illustrations in the stores.
Oh, right, the ones we were talking about
Yeah.
that maybe don't quite fit with that whole modern message. Yeah, those cartoon-like ones, I'm still kind of like puzzled by those.
Mm-hmm.
On one hand, maybe it's a way to appeal to families and kids, make
Right.
it a more fun shopping environment.
Well,
But on
yeah.
the other hand, it does seem a bit out of step with, the sleek logo and the online stuff.
I think it goes back to that balancing act.
Yeah.
Right? They're trying to reach so many different types of shoppers.
Yeah.
From families on a budget
Yeah.
to like millennials who are more tech savvy.
Exactly. And those different groups might have like totally different expectations.
Yeah, when it comes to, branding and aesthetics.
It makes you wonder if they're risking alienating some people
Mm-hmm.
to try to attract others.
Right.
Like, could this backfire?
Yeah. Or is it a calculated risk that will actually, pay off?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is.
Only time will tell.
Yeah, but I think it's important to remember that branding is ongoing.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a one-time fix.
Right.
It's about constantly evolving and adapting.
Yeah, keeping up with like what your audience wants and expects.
Exactly.
And these days, people are bombarded with marketing.
Oh, yeah. Constantly.
It's coming from everywhere.
It's overwhelming.
So for a brand to really stand out,
Mm-hmm.
it has to tell a compelling story. It has to create a genuine connection with people.
Totally.
And that's what makes this Walmart rebranding so interesting.
Mhm.
They're not just changing how they look.
Right.
They're trying to change how people think and feel about them.
Exactly.
And it's happening at a time when, like, consumer values are changing.
Oh, definitely.
People are more aware of, the impact of their shopping
Yeah.
on the environment, on workers.
On communities.
It's not just about finding the lowest price anymore.
No, people want brands that like align with their values.
Yeah, brands they can trust.
Brands that are doing the right thing.
So how does Walmart's rebranding fit into all this?
Yeah, that's the question.
Are they just putting a new coat of paint on an old model? Or are they really trying to become a more sustainable and ethical company?
It's a tough question.
Yeah,
There's no easy answer.
right.
Walmart has made some progress,
Okay.
in areas like sustainability and worker well-being,
Yeah,
but they've also been criticized.
right, for their labor practices.
Yeah, and their environmental impact.
So it's like they're walking this tightrope,
Yeah.
trying to appeal to, their traditional customers, but
Yeah.
also this new generation of, like, conscious consumers.
Exactly. And it's a tightrope that a lot of companies are dealing with right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The challenge is to balance, making money
Yeah,
with doing good.
right. Finding that sweet spot.
Exactly. A business model that's sustainable in every sense of the word.
And for a company as massive as Walmart, that's no small feat.
No, it's not.
I mean, they have a huge supply chain,
Yeah.
a massive workforce, a global footprint.
Any change they make is going to have a ripple effect.
Yeah, absolutely. So this rebranding, it's significant.
Yeah.
It's not just about the looks.
Right.
It's about signaling a shift in their values,
Mm-hmm.
a commitment to being a better company. But like we've been talking about,
Yeah.
actions speak louder than words. Can Walmart actually back up this new image with real change?
Right. Can they prove to people that they're serious about doing better?
It's a big gamble,
It is.
and everyone's watching.
For sure. But let's not forget about our listener
Oh, yeah.
who's been with us this whole time.
Right. What are some takeaways for them?
Yeah. What should they be thinking about as they see this new Walmart out in the world?
Mhm.
I think the main takeaway is that branding is deeper than it looks.
Ah, okay.
It's about the stories we tell ourselves about companies
Yeah.
and the values we associate with those stories.
It's like a narrative.
Exactly.
And as consumers, we
Mhm.
have to be critical thinkers.
Yeah.
We have to look beyond the marketing.
Right.
Think about the real impact of our choices.
Like, ask yourself, what does this brand stand for?
Yeah.
Does it align with my values?
Yeah.
Do I feel good about supporting this company?
And with Walmart,
Mm-hmm.
those are questions worth asking.
Oh, yeah,
This rebranding is a bold move.
it is.
They're clearly aiming high,
Yeah.
but can they deliver?
Hmm.
Can they become the kind of company that earns the trust of a new generation?
Well, that's what we have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But one thing's for sure.
Yeah.
This rebranding has put Walmart in the spotlight.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be under a microscope
Yeah.
to live up to these promises.
It's a high-stakes game, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole world is watching. Yeah, it really makes you think about how huge their business is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a logo. It's like they're trying to steer this massive ship in a whole new direction.
Yeah, it's a big undertaking.
But what I find so interesting is that they're not trying to, like, completely reinvent themselves.
Right.
They're going back to their roots with this vintage trucker hat thing.
Yeah, it's a smart move.
It's what makes this whole rebranding so fascinating. They're not erasing the past or just chasing trends.
No, they're finding a way to connect, like, where they came from with where they want to get.
Exactly. It's like they're saying, hey, we've been around, we know what we're doing, but we're also moving forward. We're innovating.
It's a powerful message, especially these days when people are so skeptical of big companies.
Oh, yeah, totally.
There's something authentic about acknowledging your history,
Hmm.
like owning where you came from.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, this is our story, and we're still writing it.
Exactly. And it fits with this larger trend we're seeing in branding.
Oh, what's that?
Companies are moving away from those, like, super polished images
Okay.
and embracing something more real, more relatable.
Like a what you see is what you get kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Think about those dad brands that are popular now,
Okay.
or the whole vintage clothing craze.
People want brands that feel genuine.
Right, brands that reflect their own values and experiences.
So is Walmart trying to become like the cool dad of retail?
Well, whether they pull that off or not, who knows?
Right.
But I think you're on something.
Yeah.
Trying to shake off that image of being, like, out of touch.
Right, the place you only go when you have no other choice.
Exactly. They want to be seen as a company that gets it,
Yeah.
that understands its customers, that's, in tune with what's happening.
And maybe, just maybe, they're hoping that some of that coolness will rub off
Yeah.
and attract like a whole new generation of shoppers.
It's the smart move,
Yeah.
especially when they're competing with, someone like Target.
Oh, yeah. Target's got that trendy image.
Exactly.
So what does all this mean for, the average Walmart shopper?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, will they even notice a difference?
Besides, the new logo and the brighter blue vests.
I mean, branding is all about perception,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to say how people will react.
Right.
Some people might see it as a real effort to improve.
Yeah.
Others might think it's just a superficial makeover.
And we can't forget, like, Walmart's history is complicated.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They've been praised for their prices.
Yeah.
But also criticized for, how they treat their workers.
Right.
This rebranding doesn't make all that go away.
No, it doesn't.
But it does raise the question, are they really changing? Or is this just a marketing ploy?
I think that's for each person to decide.
Yeah.
Like, what do you believe?
It's something to think about next time you're walking through Walmart.
Exactly.
Maybe I'll try to, like, really pay attention next time I'm there. See
Yeah.
if I can, like, feel a difference.
Look at the details, the messages, the whole experience.
Right, and ask myself, does this match up with my values?
Exactly.
Well, we've covered a lot today.
We have.
From trucker hats to color psychology to the future of retail.
It's been a journey.
But before we wrap up, I want to leave you, the listener, with something to think about.
Okay, I'm listening.
We've talked about how Walmart is trying to tell a new story about itself.
Mhm.
A story of, like, evolution and innovation.
Yeah.
But what's your story?
What do you mean?
What brands do you support? And why?
Oh, interesting.
What values are you putting out into the world with your choices?
It makes you think.
It does, right?
Yeah.
We're bombarded with choices all the time. It's more important than ever to be mindful.
Right. To make sure our actions match our beliefs.
Yeah, to support companies that are actually making a difference.
Well said.
So on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
Sounds good.
Thanks for joining us as we explored Walmart's Blue Makeover.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We hope you learned something about branding, about the challenges of retail.
And the power of consumer choice.
And if you ever find yourself, wondering about the meaning behind a logo or a color,
Yeah.
remember, every brand has a story. It's up to you to decide if that story resonates with you.
Well said.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions.
Yeah, keep those deep dive requests coming.
We'll be here ready to unpack whatever you throw our way.
Absolutely.